Hey guys, so as y'all can tell by the title, in this video I'm going to be doing all about my belly button piercing. I wanted to have my piercing at least for a few weeks before making this video. If you guys are new to my channel, hello, welcome to my channel. Feel free to watch my other videos and subscribe. If you guys want to watch the vlog of me getting my belly button pierced, I will also have that linked down below and on the screen somewhere so that you guys can watch that after this video. Me explaining basically my experience, kind of explain the process a little bit, but if y'all watch that vlog, you'll see the process later in the video. Explain like how I clean it. Starting off, I've had my piercing officially for 3 weeks now. Kind of explain a little bit about the healing process. The first thing you want to do is look up a really good piercing place. The place I went to, I'm not gonna say what it is, but it got 5 stars. So look for a place that has 4 to 5 stars, because honestly, you don't want to go to some like 1-star place. 1, they're probably not as experienced. 2, you don't want to get an infection or go to anywhere that's dirty, so make sure you do your research. It's very important. Like, I shouldn't even have to say that. Don't go to a place that charges like a cheap price for your piercing. My piercing was $50. I don't recommend going to a place that charges $20, $25, $30. Once I found my place, they took walk-ins, so I don't know if every piercer takes walk-ins. Once you find a place, just call them. Before I got it pierced, I was so scared. Like, I was watching videos of people getting their belly buttons pierced. I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I need to watch videos. Half of the people were saying it hurt like crazy, and another half was saying it didn't really hurt. I'm not good with pain. Basically what she did is she marked it until it was absolutely perfect. If she didn't like it, she'd wipe it away and then remark it. One of my biggest fears was that it was gonna be crooked. She didn't tell me when she was going to pierce it, which was good, because if she would have told me, I would have tensed up. You don't want to tense up. She clamped it, and I will say the clamps were the worst part. Clamps hurt more than the needle itself. She told me ahead of time, like, yeah, like the clamps are the worst part. She put the clamp on and she told me like, yeah, you're gonna feel like a hard pinch, and that's basically what it was. They were so tight on my stomach. I was like, yeah, this is definitely bad. She put the needle through. You have the clamp on your stomach, which is already like a whole bunch of pressure. And once she put the needle in, even more of a hard pinch and a lot of pressure. It didn't hurt though. A lot of pressure to the point where it was uncomfortable and like I wanted it to be over. The initial piercing was not bad. The only part that like slightly hurt was when she was putting the jewelry through. Piercing itself, like the needle going through itself, was probably like a 3 or a 4 out of 10. I know in the video I was like flexing my hands, but it was just because it was so uncomfortable. Once the jewelry was in, that was it. Like, I didn't feel anything. These are the the care instructions. I'm gonna try to like cover up like their phone number and stuff. These are the instructions she gave us. On here it says you can either use antibacterial, dial soap, or just plain saline, which is warm water and sea salt. Before she gave us this paper, she said, oh yeah, just clean it with antibacterial soap. I got the dial antibacterial soap. I got the bar soap. I didn't get the liquid because they didn't have it. But honestly, for me, I don't think it would have made a difference. It irritated the fuck out of my piercing. Piercing was red. It hurt. I mean, it's gonna hurt. That's the other thing. The piercing didn't hurt the day I got it. It hurt the day after, and so on and so forth. My stomach was insanely swollen. If y'all watched the vlog, y'all saw how swollen my stomach was. Yeah, my stomach got even more swollen the next day. Basically, the antibacterial dial soap irritated my piercing. That won't happen with everybody, but I personally, I have really sensitive skin. I have a really sensitive system. An idea in the back of my head that I would have to end up using just the plain saline. I have watched some videos from like professional piercers where they say sometimes the dial soap is actually too harsh. What I've been doing, and I'll show it like later on in this video, how I clean it. I basically do the sea salt soak in the morning, and then I do the sea salt soak at night. I've heard you don't want to do the sea salt 3 times a day because the salt can dry out your skin too much. You don't want to over clean your piercings. If you don't clean it enough, it gets infected, and if you clean it too much, it can get infected. And then it says to leave in the jewelry for 6 to 8 weeks. The average for this piercing to fully heal is 6 months to a year. I had to move locations. I'm not going to take my piercing out any earlier than the 6 month to a year period. 6 months from when I got it pierced would be March, which is my birthday month. but I'm basically gonna change it just in time for summer, if it is of course healed. The most important thing is do not touch your piercing unless you're cleaning it. In some videos, some piercers say to like move the piercing up and down like you would a fresh lobe piercing. Don't do that because it's gonna just irritate it and then infect it. Before touching your piercing when you're cleaning it, make sure your hands are fully washed. There's also something called migration and something called rejection. Rejection is when your body literally does not want your piercing there, and since belly button piercings are surface piercings, they can reject. Be careful with this piercing because if you hit it too many times, it could reject. Physically pushes the piercing out of your body. I've heard it's like a quick thing that can happen. You don't feel it apparently. Migration, it's not necessarily rejecting, but your body is just trying to find like a good position to keep the piercing in. Definitely watch out for rejection. What I've been doing every day since I got my piercing was take a picture of my piercing so that if it moves or anything, I can watch it. Next is the cleaning and like healing process. So far, my healing process has been going pretty well since I stopped using the antibacterial soap. Once I started using the sea salt soaks, twice a day in the morning and night, my piercing started to heal. So what I mean by that is the redness started going away and my piercing started to pus and crust. That's what my piercing started doing pretty much immediately after I started the sea salt soak. So that's kind of like how you can tell your piercing is starting to heal. From the tattoo shop I went to, and it's basically an aftercare spray. So after I use the sea salt soak, I just spray my piercing with this. After I clean my piercing and everything at night, I cover it because I'm a crazy sleeper. I move in my sleep. I've been doing pretty well because it's like when I wake up to move, I know to only sleep on either one of my sides or my back. You do not want to sleep on your stomach because it will irritate your piercing. I use at night what is called an eye shield. So I basically have one that I wear at night and then one I wear during the day. So this is the one I wear at night. I don't know where you can get these. I just happen to have two of them in the house. I use some medical tape, and this is the Next Care sensitive skin tape, and this is for sensitive skin because I was using just plain old medical tape and it irritated my stomach. If you have sensitive skin, I highly recommend it, and this is what it looks like. It's just blue. Basically what I do is I take this, I tape it to my stomach. I'll just show you what it looks like because I have the other eye shield on my stomach right now. Even though it's covered up, either at night or while you're out, your piercing can still breathe. This is what it looks like all covered up. So as you can see, I have an eye shield on and some of the holes are not covered. So, I mean, regardless, it's still gonna be able to breathe. But if you guys see that ring around it, that's just because I did the sea salt. So you can see more of the bar down here because the swelling has gone. It is dark under the top ball, and that's just because the skin is healing. But once it is fully healed, the skin will go to your normal skin tone. What I forgot to mention also was while your piercing is healing, you have to wear loose clothing like loose shirts and loose pants, and you cannot wear high-waisted jeans. Once the mixture cools off, soak it for 10 minutes. You're gonna need some Q-tips. Piercing spray. Take a Q-tip. I dip it in the water a little bit. Clean around the piercing. I'm gonna push up the bottom ball lightly so that I can clean all in there. Because obviously my skin is not healed, so there's just a hole. 14 gauge hole in my stomach, Brett. Take the spray. Spray the top ball once and then the bottom ball once. Cover it like I mentioned earlier. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully I covered enough things about my piercing. If you have any questions about something, comment it down below. Don't forget to check out my piercing vlog if you guys haven't already. If you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe and feel free to request any videos y'all want to see from me. So yeah, bye guys.